JM Investors friends, welcome back JM Investors family. In today's video, we are talking about this unique book, which has everything unique. It talks about the war and the peace and the source of all these. The war and the peace comes from our conscious mind. Comes from our conscious mind, meaning everything that starts from the human brain. The war and the peace always starts from our neurons, our neurobiological setup. This book is very unique. It talks about mapping the neurobiological foundations of hatred and reconciliation, a global framework for biologically informed peace building. The human brain, the hidden engine of war and peace. As I introduce, what if everything we know about war is incomplete? What if the greatest threat to humanity is not nuclear weapons, not artificial intelligence, not political extremism, but the human brain itself? Every war, every genocide, every revolution, every collapse of trust, every act of hatred began long before the first weapon was raised. It began inside perception, inside emotion, inside the neural architecture of the human mind. For thousands of years, humanity has searched for peace through politics, diplomacy, military deterrence, economics, and law. Yet conflict persists. Nations rise and fall. Violence repeats itself. History echoes. Why? For instance, like the case of Ukraine and Russia, then US and Iran. Because perhaps we have been trying to solve conflict without understanding the biological systems creating it. Welcome to Neuropeace, this wonderful book that is very unique in almost everything concerning war and peace. A revolutionary framework that combines neuroscience, psychology, trauma science, artificial intelligence, systems theory, and peace studies. Its mission is simple: to understand why humans repeatedly create conflict and whether civilization can finally learn enough about itself to stop. The survival of the brain. Human brain was not designed for peace. It was designed for survival. For hundreds of thousands of years, our ancestors lived in environments filled with danger, predators, starvation, diseases, hostile tribes and communities, natural disasters. The individuals who survived were not always the smartest. The individuals were often the most vigilant, the most cautious, and the most responsive to the threats. As a result, evolution built a brain that prioritizes danger. Deep within the brain lies a small, almond-shaped structure called amygdala. Its job is straightforward: to detect threats, trigger survival responses, keep the organisms alive, detect the problem. The modern world changed faster than the brain evolved. Today, human threats are no longer physical. They are symbolic, political disagreement, economic uncertainties, social rejection, cultural change, identity challenges. Yet the brain often reacts to these symbolic threats as if they were life-threatening dangers. When fear dominates perception, rational thinking becomes weaker, complexity disappears, nuance vanishes, the world becomes divided into simple categories: safe or dangerous, friend or enemy, use, us or them, and conflict begins. As I continue, I want to urge you to be fully engaged with my channel. Please like, share, subscribe to my channel. Click the links in the video description below to get more information about this book. Thank you. As we continue, the brain's tribal code. Humans are social creatures. Our survival depended on belonging. Being accepted by a group meant protection. Exclusion often meant death. As a result, the brain evolved powerfully. To create mechanisms for group identity. We naturally create categories as our group, their group, our beliefs, their beliefs. This tribal tendency helped ancient humans survive. But in the modern world, it can become dangerous. Today, technology magnifies tribalism. Social media platforms have discovered something remarkable. Fear captures attention, outrage keeps people engaged, conflict increases interaction. The more intentionally activated people become, the longer they stay online. Algorithms learn this quickly, and gradually entire digital ecosystems become optimized for emotional intensity. What's the result? Polarization, division, fragmented realities. People no longer share the same understanding of the truth. Societies become psychologically repeated long before they become politically divided. The memory of trauma. Trauma is not simply a painful memory. Trauma is survival recorded in the nervous system. When people experience overwhelming danger, the brain records these experiences differently. The body remembers, the mind remembers, communities remember, nations remember, generations remember. This means many conflicts are not driven solely by present-day conditions. They are influenced by emotional memories from the past. Historical wounds continue shaping perception. Entire populations become hypervigilant, more reactive, more defensive, more susceptible to fear-based narratives. A traumatized society behaves like a traumatized brain, constantly scanning for danger, interpreting as uncertainty as threat, struggling to trust. Peace therefore requires more than rebuilding roads, economies, or institutions. It requires healing nervous systems and the societies themselves. The foundation of civilization. Civilization runs on trust. Markets require trust, governments require trust, communities require trust, relationships require trust. Even peace itself depends on trust. Yet trust is not merely philosophical, it is biological. The brain constantly asks, am I safe? Can I rely on this person? Can this institution protect me? Repeated safety builds trust. Repeated betrayal destroys it. Humiliation is especially dangerous. History repeatedly shows that humiliated populations become vulnerable to extremism. They seek dignity, recognition, respect. When people feel psychologically safe, cooperation becomes easier. When they feel threatened, fear takes the control of it all. The age of AI and the battle for perception, humanity is entering a new era. For the first time in history, technology can observe behavior at planetary scale. Every click, every post, every search, every emotional reaction, artificial intelligence is learning how humans think. This creates extraordinary opportunities, but also extraordinary risks. The same systems capable of reducing conflict can intensify it. The same algorithms capable of strengthening trust could manipulate perception. The future battlefield may not be physical territory. It may be attention itself. The struggle may not be over land, but over cognition, over belief, over reality. This is why cognitive liberty may become one of the determining human rights of the 21st century. Freedom is no longer only physical, it is mental. The concluding subtitle, The Promise of Neuropeace. If fear can be amplified by systems, peace can also be supported by systems. Imagine schools teaching emotional regulation, governments informed by trauma science, technology designed to reduce polarization, artificial intelligence, and helping predicting instability before violence emerges. Diplomacy informed by neuroscience, institutions built around psychological safety. This is the vision of neuropeace, not a utopia, not perfection, but alignment. Creating systems that work with human cognition rather than exploiting its vulnerabilities. Peace becomes infrastructure, psychological infrastructure, emotional infrastructure, institutional infrastructure. This objective is not to create perfect people. The objective is to create conditions where fear no longer dominates collective behavior. My friends, please, please be engaged with my videos. Subscribe, click, comment, share. Subscribe to this channel. Please, my generous people, my wonderful people. I count on you on this. Don't fail me, but be of value to me as I create value to you. As I conclude, humanity stands at crossroads. We understand more about the brain than any civilization before us. We can map behavior, model emotion, analyze attention, predict patterns, but knowledge alone is not wisdom. The future depends on how we use what we have learned. Will neuro knowledge become a tool of manipulation or a foundation for peace? Will technology depend on division or strengthen trust? Will fear continue writing history, or can humanity finally understand itself deeply enough to choose a different path? Perhaps the greatest discovery of all is this: peace is not only negotiated between nations, it is generated within our systems, within perception, within memory, within extraordinary biological architecture of the human mind. And perhaps the future of civilization depends on whether humanity can finally learn one profound lesson: understanding the brain may become our greatest responsibility and our greatest hope, because the future of peace begins where every conflict begins, inside the human mind. Please let us be proactive as we advocate for this. This is a very new book, Golden Opportunity, brought to us by God itself. It captures almost everything: the source of peace and war, which is in our brains, our neurobiological systems. Please be engaged with my videos, be engaged with my channel. Please share, click, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you in advance. See you next time. Bye bye for now.